What's up, guys? It's Patricia from tarantulaheaven.com, and today I am standing up for tarantula owners and exotic pet owners everywhere. I think that exotic pet owners get a lot of bad reputations from just the mainstream pet owners or community, and we do not deserve it. And I would also argue that owners of exotic pets are actually more compassionate, more brave, more creative, and more a lot of things than mainstream pet owners. We deal with a lot of stuff. Exotic pet owners deal with a lot of nonsense from other people, or not even the other pet owners, but like just mainstream people, society in general. I mean, when you get an exotic pet, whether it's a tarantula, a snake, a lizard, or anything else like that, any creepy crawly really, you kind of realize pretty quickly that people making fun of your pets, people threatening to hurt your pets, people like just being grossed out or shunning your pets will now unfortunately become a normal part of your life. And that's really sad to think about, but I mean, it is a reality that a lot of us live with. That is just the way it is. And we become very callous to that and kind of like, oh my god, here we go again about it. But it does hurt, and it is kind of really ridiculous that people think that that stuff is okay to say to us, because you all know that if you ever talked about killing a dog, people would go nuts. But people think nothing of, telling somebody that they'll light your spider on fire or burn your house down just because you have a tarantula and they're scared of spiders. So So I would argue that tarantula and exotic pet owners not only deal with a lot of just crap from other people, but when you actually look at it and all the things that it takes to become an exotic pet owner, we're actually doing a really good job. And I would say that we kind of top it when it comes to pet owning. One of the reasons that I think that exotic pet owners are so special and why they are kind of better than regular pet owners is because of that braveness, of that courageousness to love a hobby and take care of an animal that nobody else wants. I mean, not only are these animals completely foreign, I mean, it is not scary to get a dog or a cat because it's so mainstream. You already kind of know how to take care of it because you see them on TVs, you see commercials for them. And a lot of us just grow up with them, see our parents taking care of them. It's not scary. You know what to do. These animals can also tell you what to do. They can talk to you. My cat can complain, which she does when she's hungry. I don't know if you can see her. She's right there, as usual. But yeah, a cat or a dog can complain. They can tell you when they're hurt. They can tell you when they're hungry. They can, there's a communication thing going on there. Tarantulas and snakes and stuff like that, they can't do that. Like, yes, they can give you body language cues and stuff like that, but other than that, there's a huge communication barrier, and it's just an unknown world. And stepping into that unknown world for the first time, for me, it was terrifying because I had no idea how to take care of this animal, and you have to do a lot of research, and that takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of bravery, it takes a lot of time and dedication, and that is something that most mainstream pet owners don't have to do. And with tarantulas especially, in my experience, I've never owned a snake or anything like that, but these animals have such, there's a deficiency in actual scientific information about them. So a lot of us, when we are learning about them or learning how to take care of them, we're fumbling, and everyone's fumbling because, we have theories and hypotheses about their behavior and their best care requirements, but it's consistently changing. We've seen that things that we're recommending for spiders or tarantulas, certain species of tarantulas 30, 40 years ago are now outdated, and we're discovering that they actually need more different things. So it takes courage to step into that uncertainty and knowing that you really don't know what you're doing for a little bit. There's also a lot of ridicule, especially for newbies in this hobby. So, that takes balls. Not to mention, these creatures are kind of dangerous. I mean, of course, if you take the proper body language cues and proper care around these animals, you probably will never get bitten or haired or anything like that. But mistakes always happen. Now, I'm not saying that a cat bite or a dog bite can't be dangerous or terrifying or anything like that, but these animals, snakes, tarantulas, scorpions, they have venom, And that's scary too. They could really do some damage to you, and that's also an unknown thing to deal with. So that's another reason why we're courageous. Another reason that I think exotic pet owners top it on the list of pet owners is because we are crazy creative. The designs and the enclosures that I see in Facebook groups and stuff sometimes just like amaze me. Sometimes like if you look on videos on YouTube, you just see so many cool ideas, and not even just like the enclosures, but like how you display them in your house. I mean, Spidey's got some cute stuff in her tank, but I'm pretty basic about it, and I don't have like a beautiful display case for her or anything like that by any means, but the stuff that I see from other people is like blows my mind. That is like artistry. And just the amount of time and care and love that tarantula owners put like in their tanks and enclosures is just so amazing. Like the beautiful exotic plants, and especially like those bioactive enclosures that actually have like its own little environment is just, it's amazing. And I don't see any dog or cat owners doing that. I mean, yes, of course, some people are like super extra with their dogs or cats and like give them the world, but I mean, a lot of that is very unoriginal because there are products that are already made and marketed. With tarantula owners, you're kind of just buying bits and pieces and from scratch, and then you're finding a cool way to put that stuff together. So every time you redo a tank or something, you are starting from scratch. You're doing like making a custom enclosure for them. And that just takes so much creative energy, and it's really special. It takes a considerable amount of time to do. And I think it's just really beautiful. I think that tarantula and exotic pet owners are just a very dedicated bunch, and we really put our hearts into this. Which brings me to the last point, and this is something I really want to emphasize. Exotic pet owners are extremely loving. And I know this from personal experience, just the people that I've met in the hobby, just the way that they care about their animals. And like some of us, like myself, we are owners of mainstream pets too. Here's my cat right here. A lot of us own a lot of different animals, but you know, when we're taking care of exotic animals, we're taking care of an animal that can't love us back, can't really appreciate the full width of what we do for them. You know, I mean, we just drop food in their beautiful new enclosures that are totally clean all the time. Food just magically appears, right? Water dish is always full. And that's just their life. That's how it is. It's not, you know, I would argue that Spidey has no idea that I exist. I don't think that tarantula knows that we exist. I don't think snakes really know that we exist or anything like that. I mean, there's more to be studied there, but we do not give to receive. Now, of course, we get from being able to observe these beautiful creatures and be in their presence, and for many of us, we really enjoy that meditative act of taking care of them and stuff like that. But this is not an animal that can show affection. I mean, one of the most common questions that I get when I mention that I have a tarantula, once you get past all the ew and gross kind of stuff, is what do you get out of that? And I would argue that for me, it's not about what I'm getting. I don't think that you need to do something to always get something. And I think that's a really, really beautiful part of taking care of an exotic pet. It's really about that taking care. And I think that that's something that exotic pet owners get and mainstream pet owners may not. I mean, what we really do is we dedicate our time, like countless hours, to taking care of these animals who can't even necessarily love us back or even appreciate it. And I think that is just due to our own internal standards. You know, it's not that the tarantula knows that its enclosure is gorgeous. Tarantulas don't even really have great vision, but we have just these internal standards that we expect from ourselves and what we want to give out. And I think that makes us very loving, unconditionally loving. I mean, you think about how many tarantula owners just still love their spiders after they get a nasty, nasty bite or anything like that. And I think that you really don't get that until you've really taken care of an animal like this who cannot return or give you anything for your efforts. So I think that exotic pet owners are certainly one of the most loving, compassionate bunch, especially taking care of a creature that is like shunned by society. But someone has to do it, and that's why we're here. So let me know if you have any other reasons why you think exotic pet owners dominate the pet owning arena. And this is not to say that mainstream pet owners are bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just making the argument that exotic pet owners should be given a lot more credit for their efforts, because we are very, very dedicated, and I don't think that we're recognized enough for it. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please subscribe or leave a comment below about your own ideas about this. You can also get weekly updates on my tarantulas and my, I guess, more tarantula facts and the cat by subscribing or signing up to my Tarantula Tuesday newsletter, which the link is in the description. And I would love to hear from you what you think about this, and if you have any other theories about that. All right, guys, see you next time. Bye.